Thought I'd start off a little weird today, because Halloween is coming after all. So, before we dive into the sacral yoga, I want to kind of talk about it a little bit first, because there's a few things that are important to know. It is orange, first off. It's located in your pelvic private area. It can stand for your more sexual, creative side. So sometimes when people have blockages here, they have problems expressing themselves. They feel guilty for maybe feeling pleasure. And pleasure isn't always sexual. We know that. Pleasure is sometimes just doing the things we love and we enjoy, kind of like yoga. So as we work through these blockages, sometimes you're going to find changes within yourself, changes in your body. The poses are kind of set up to help you with the blockages, and it's great exercise at the same time, mentally and physically. Generally, you want to do your yoga in a quiet place. Sometimes in our busy world today, it's hard to find that. So, I'm always having people run in and out, and sometimes it's just part of it. But, so try your best to try to find a little tranquility before you do your yoga. So, your Sacral Chakra is the element of water. So it gets everything flowing and moving. Another thing about it is when you're working on the root, there's just one. But once you interrogate the second chakra, there's two. There's almost a polarity going on now. So usually when you're going through the chakras before meditation, they do say you're going to have a bit of a click. There's like a click there because there's now two of them. That's important to know. The kitties aren't in the room right now, so I'm just going to be straight up. You might feel a little rambunctious in the bedroom department. As you're going through the second chakra, you're going to notice changes in yourself and your body. And I can also tell you, they say it's very common for men or women to have a moment of water. Now, that means tears are going to start pouring out of your face. And it doesn't mean that you're crying. It doesn't mean you're thinking about Uncle Bob that passed away so many years ago. It's just something that happens when you're doing this type of chakra yoga. Don't freak out. This is actually a sign that it's working for you. Just kind of go with the flow, relax, breathe, let it pass. You're going to feel better after that moment. And, family members come into the room, just reassure them that it's okay. I'm going to get through this. And sometimes it's good to give them a heads up. I let Logan and Brian know some of the things that could happen beforehand, because they say some crazy stuff can happen as you're enlightening yourself, and you can have visions and hear voices. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually pretty cool. Meditation can take you into some pretty deep places. So, remember, you might feel a bit promiscuous. You've got to be responsible with that. That's actually part of chakra yoga. It's good to feel pleasure. It's your own place, your second chakra, but you want to be responsible with it. Because, it would be fun to go twirling from person to person, and it's not always about that. It's about, if you do have a love circle, it's about loyalty and trust. Some people have anything they want, anything they desire. Love is love in my eyes. Sometimes there's two in a relationship, and sometimes there's more. People are cool with that, that's cool. But we always need that loyalty and the respect. So once you start adventuring, you're going to be feeling a little needy for some of those needs. And then the water, when you have your moment of water, don't freak out. Just kind of go with the flow. I did the happy baby pose. I guess I could be crazy and whip it out. Whoa! The happy baby pose. What's going on? She's taking a poo. And no, I'm not. You just lay on your back. Slowly bring your legs up. It's really uncomfortable as hell the first few times. You put your hands on your heels, and then you're slowly pulling the legs down. And you want to lay flat. And People that are stiff in the legs are going to have a hard time with that. That's still kind of one of my problems. But when I did that pose, boy, it wasn't the first time, it was maybe the third time, because sometimes it takes you a while to get the feel for the poses, and each yoga session can be a little different depending on how you're feeling, how you're thinking that day. And man, the tears just came. And I wasn't crying, I wasn't thinking about anything. It was like my moment of zen, and I didn't freak out because I read about it beforehand. So I was like, oh my God, this is really working. And the tears just poured. And I can have sneaky suspicions about, the blockages that I have in my sacral chakra. I feel like when I gave birth, I definitely shut down a part of myself, because even though that you can use those muscles during labor, I had no idea. So I just ignored the pain. I turned the pain off. And sometimes we can have traumas in each chakras for different reasons. So, it's really important to unblock them and find a better attunement with yourself, and it helps you communicate better. And thank you for coming back. I think it's important to talk about the chakra before we dive in them. And I felt like this one might need some warnings, because if you really passionately dive into this bad boy, you're going to feel some things. Peace. Have a good day.